Well, much like my basement, the Ford F-150 Lightning is a mess. Let's talk about it. Excuse the change of scenery. As you saw, we're remodeling the basement, so I'm filming upstairs today. Not that you probably care at all. Anyways, you've definitely heard that there's an issue with the F-150 Lightning right now, and the fact that they've halted production at Ford. And this happened a couple days ago, and I just decided not to do a video until I learned a little more. I've jumped the gun on these things in the past, but we're learning a lot more about what happened, and I'm glad I waited because it's even, I think, a little bit crazier than just the initial reports of them halting production. So that's the main headline, right? They're just stopped making F-150 Lightnings. And as a quick update, I still have one on order, and it's not even in production, so I don't know what's happening. I honestly, at this point, am just over it a little bit. Like, I've been waiting since like mid-September. That's just when I put my order in, let alone all the waiting we did when we had reservation. Long story short, let's get into the video. Ready? So Ford has halted production. So we still don't know the exact battery issue, but there was a battery issue that caused a legitimate fire. And so much so that the local fire department was called to put out the fire, meaning it wasn't able to be contained in the factory. Maybe it's protocol to call the fire department either way, but the local fire department did put out this fire. So it was big enough to do two things. One, need to call the fire department, and two, to, well, halt production of the F-150 Lightning. The issue happened during a delivery pre-check. A spark, I guess, is what happened and turned into a flame. I don't know, again, if this is the main battery or the 12 volt that's been having issues. I'm assuming this is a different issue. If you've been following general F-150 Lightning news, you know a lot of people are having issues with their 12 volt dying, or just issues with it in general. There's like wires that are coming loose and stuff. This is a separate issue, is why I bring it up. Maybe they're conjoined. We don't know those exact details yet. But basically what was happening is a lot of people's F-150 would not start, or mainly that, and it was as simple as tightening some of the wire connections around the separate 12 volt battery that's held near the front trunk of the vehicle. Now this seems to be a little bit more serious than that. While we're talking about issues that have happened in the past and continue to happen, you might recall that the F-150 that got totally bricked at a Electrify America outlet, I think a month or two ago. I, again, don't think that these are all related. I think these are separate incidents. And I do think the bricked up F-150 was more on the Charger's fault than the Lightning's fault. But we're, heavy issues either way. So more on the fire. It was big enough that it actually damaged the vehicle next to it. So it was a rather large fire. We're getting word that not only did it will definitely ruin two vehicles. We'll just leave it at that. What more do we need to know? It was a big fire. The important thing to be here is that Ford is stating that they don't believe this is an issue that can happen with your existing F-150 Lightning. That was a direct quote from Ford, and I really, really hope it's true, because that'd be a really bad look if they have to go back on that if they see more of these issues. But I believe them. We would have seen them by now. Enough people have modded them, taken them off-road, done crazy stuff, probably used sketchy chargers. We would have seen more of these if it was a real issue that's happening with, recall-worthy issue. This seems like it was a isolated production incident. So that's the good news of this all, for sure, as long as we keep an eye on things, and that remains true from here on out. Now the halt is actually going to take a couple weeks, they said, is the bad news. If you're one of the people who are like, first of all, I can't help but think like whose Lightning that was, and that they've just been waiting forever. Hopefully they'll get one when things start back up. I'm sure they will, but that would stink. You're just like right at that finish line and it catches on fire. No, but they did say it'll take a couple weeks before they get back up and running, but they have identified the issue, the root issue that caused this flame. So it seems to be taken care of. At least this is the direct quote from Ford. Could just be great PR to pave the road, but either way, it puts my mind at ease. They wouldn't be saying this if they didn't have a plan. So the good news is things will be back to normal soon, and we don't have to worry about this happening again or the existing customers having their F-150 Lightning catch on fire. And just to reiterate when this all happened, it did happen back in February 4th, and it's now, let's see, today is the 16th, probably posting on the 17th. I usually schedule these out, but I would say that it is weird to me anyways that we didn't hear of this beforehand. We did a little bit, but we didn't get the news of like the production stoppage and anything until just like mid last week. So there was like a full week of them figuring things out before any of this was known by the public or in a formal fashion. Maybe I just wasn't, following as closely as I used to, but to me that seems like the only weird thing about this is that maybe there's more to this that we don't know, but I'm not about to go snooping in anything. I'm just, I think it's interesting, I guess. So let's end it here. There's really not much more to talk about. I would love to know, I'm still curious about those of you who have your vehicles, where you stand on your F-150 Lightning. Are you still loving it? Have you ran into any issues? Is everything perfect? Am I just being jealous because I don't have one right now? Probably a little bit. But yeah, I'm mostly just, I guess you can turn this off if you're not interested, but for where I stand, I'm every day getting a little more beaten down by the fact that I have my order in, yet nothing's happening. I think it lands more with my dealer. I did talk to Tim Bartz on a comment section recently where he did mention to have a couple things deleted from my build, and he thinks that'll help push it through. But I don't know if that's on my dealer, because I immediately messaged my dealer to do that, and I don't know if he missed that or what. So I don't know. I'm just kind of here in limbo and wondering, what do I do? And frankly, it's getting to a point where I might just, wait, because at this point, I could probably get I don't know, this is probably not true, but the Silverado is right around the corner. I have an order in for that, which I was pretty quick on. I think I'll be first at the dealership at. I just don't know. Maybe it's worth holding out until I see what those look like. To be honest, I just am losing a little bit of the thunder that came with the Lightning. Right. No, I'm probably just, we'll see what happens. I don't know. So I won't leave that open-ended. I'll definitely keep you guys updated. I see a comment every other day of like if I've gotten mine yet, and the answer is just no. No, I haven't. And I might not for a while. That's another thing. Is like, yeah, you could get it, but you have to delete the security system, your heated steering wheel, all the things that make it, all the things that I paid extra for, right? And then you're getting rid of all these things. Maybe that's worth doing a video. All the things that Ford has taken away from the Lightning, because it's a mess. I think anyways, like the vehicle's great, but if I'm losing all these, the creature comforts that I'm about to pay, a crazy amount for, I want them, right? Little things like a heated steering wheel don't seem like that big of a deal, but when you talk about resale, when you talk about just like, look, I don't know if you could tell, but it's been snowing all day today. So I don't know, guys. I'm a little salty on the situation. I could use a pep talk maybe, I did just get a Model X to hold me over because I'm still waiting, and that's pretty great. I got an older Model X. Let me know if you want to see like a full review of that thing, because I'm having fun with it. Excuse me. And I do like it, and I could just keep this for a while probably while I wait until the truck comes. So at the very least, I'm okay right now waiting because I did get something fun to hold me over. But, you guys get it. All right, I'll stop rambling. Thank you guys as always for watching, and I will see you very soon. I'm posting a lot of stuff from the auto show. I had a lot of reviews there. Check out the Cadillac Lyric review. That thing blew me away, sincerely. I think they did a really good job at a great price point. The fact that those start at $58,000, $62 if you go all-wheel drive, is incredible. I sitting in there, you just are like, okay, this is not bad. That really caught my eye. Check that video out and stay tuned for more. Thank you guys so much. Bye.